This Simba's right here. Can you believe that, baby Simba? For 6 hours and 19 minutes. I also work a full-time job, so this is gonna be my screen time with a full-time job. Let's see if we can do it. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Also, it is 11:11 right now, so make a wish. Welcome to Sunday. I recently have noticed that I have been reaching towards my phone more than reaching towards my book, and whenever that happens, I think I should check my screen time, and I did, and it was alarming. I've just been going on my phone for so much more than I have to every day. So I decided to do this screen time reading challenge once again. I did one, it was last year, it was a while ago. If I remember, that one wasn't even that bad. This one's gonna be bad because I looked at my screen time for last week. Oh my gosh, literally. Okay, let me just show you. I'm gonna open it. Ready for this? Total screen time last week is 32 hours and 20 minutes. 32 hours I spent on my phone. The most used is YouTube, which honestly I did know that I have been watching more YouTube videos on my phone. I go through phases where sometimes I like to watch them on my laptop, sometimes I like to watch them on my phone, and sometimes I like to watch them on like my big TV. I just go through phases, and lately I've been going through the phase of watching YouTube on my phone. And that I don't feel as bad about. It's just like, you know, I'm like watching a TV show. Like if I was watching a TV show on TV, like that's just like me relaxing. But the second most used is TikTok for 6 hours and 19 minutes. What? I don't know why I was on TikTok for 6 hours and 19 minutes last week. The day that I used it the most was on Thursday, which is 6 hours and 42 minutes. And that time I watched TikTok for 2 hours and 29 minutes that day. What was I doing on TikTok for 2.5 hours on Thursday? Our last week's average is 4 hours and 37 minutes, and this is even 70% down from last week. So yeah, basically I've been on my phone for a very excessive amount of time. So we're going to replace that with reading in this video. We're gonna try to go all the way Sunday to Saturday. We're gonna start on Sunday, and that is 3 hours and 13 minutes, which is fun because that's my birthday, 3/13. Today we are gonna be reading for 3 hours and 13 minutes, and my most used app last Sunday was TikTok for 1 hour and 17 minutes, and it's just like, what are you doing? So this is gonna be a no spoilers video. I'm gonna try to not use audiobooks at all in this video because in my last screen time video I used audiobooks, and I feel like I read faster than I listen to audiobooks, so I feel like we didn't get like a true reading on how many books I can read based on the amount of screen time I have. We are gonna start by reading my current read, The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This has been on my TBR for so long. Not really that long, that's a little dramatic, maybe like a few months. Hello everyone, I'm joined by Little Sins on this fine Monday. Our second day of trying to match my phone screen time with my reading hours for a whole entire week. We're gonna try and go all 7 days. I think I updated you last night, but we did end up reading our, I don't know what it was, 3 hours and 13 minutes. Got halfway through The Prison Healer. I'm gonna have like stats at the end overall of like how many pages I read each day and how many in total and everything like that. But we are very much into The Prison Healer story now. I am really liking it. I feel like it really picked up because in the beginning it was like good, but it wasn't holding my attention a super large amount. Like I was always kind of getting distracted and had to reread a few paragraphs because I like wandered off in my head. I like the direction that the story is going in. Kiva took on the Rebel Queen's trials. There's 4 trials. All of the royals can heal people with magic or are basically avatars where they're master of the elements. She has to go through 4 trials of trial by air, trial by fire, trial by earth, and trial by water. We don't know what they are until she goes through them. And right now, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. We are about to enter a trial. There is a bit of a love story. It is very minimal though, but that's what makes, when you get little pieces of the love story, it makes it so much better because you don't get it that often because it's mainly focusing on like the trials and Kiva and the prison healer duties and this like sickness that's sweeping through the prison that she's trying to figure out what it's come from. I am very much liking this book, so I'm gonna keep reading it today. Let's check our screen time for Monday. Exactly 4 hours, with TikTok again being the most used app for 1 hour and a minute, and then YouTube, which is fine, and then Chrome and Instagram. But that TikTok is what I need to get off. And now that I'm doing this challenge, I'm like more aware of when I am on my phone during this week, and I do just like automatically click TikTok. It's scary. We have 4 hours on our clock. I am gonna keep reading The Prison Healer. It is a beautiful day out also, and yesterday I also read a little bit outside. I think I might do that again today, although yesterday was a much nicer, like sunnier day. It is like getting warm. It's like 60 degrees outside. If I do make the 4 hours, we're probably gonna finish this and then start a new book today. Let's see how we go. This book is actually very serious and there are some really sad parts in here. Fantasy, real life, gritty type thing. We're done. And what? What? There's Simba's right here. Can you believe that, baby Simba? So yeah, we finished. Let me stop our timer. 27 minutes and 8 seconds. That's how much longer we have left today. So we are gonna pick another book. Let's talk about The Prison Healer. And the fact that the last chapter and the last page was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, that's such an interesting way to end it though. Okay, I can't say much because I don't want to do spoilers, but very surprising ending. Did not expect that. There's like a bunch of reveals that happen in the last chapter, and for a few of them I was like, oh, I kind of knew that, but this one did not see coming. That was just, whew, interesting. I'm gonna save our ratings until the end of the video because I have to think on them a little bit, but it definitely picked up like halfway through, and then this part was like non-stop reveals, non-stop actions. Oh yeah, there's an all black page. Definitely gonna continue on with the series. Very happy I read this. Let's go pick our next book. Here we are at our bookshelves and at our TBR shelf in specific. These are my TBR books for the month of March, and also I have a few from the month of February and I think maybe even January right here that I just like really want to read, even though I didn't read them last month. I like put them in our massive TBR to just like have in mind to read. What are we feeling like today? Am I feeling like another fantasy? That was like a lot of a fantasy. Maybe I want like a cutie little young adult book now. This was on our TBR. Better than the movies. Ooh. We did it, and a lot of people love it, so let's finish up this day of screen time with Better Than the Movies. Welcome to Tuesday, which means another day of trying to read for as long as my screen time last Tuesday. I did end up finishing my 4 hours from yesterday, from Monday. I basically read when I got home from my job until I went to sleep, and that's all I did. We got through our first book, The Prison Healer, and then we decided to move on to Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Going from The Prison Healer to this is such an odd like switch, because The Prison Healer was so dark at some points and so involved and just kept making me think long after I closed the book, and then this is just like a fluffy little rom-com romance. Like I can literally see this being like a made-for-TV movie, like the movie To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Like that's the vibe that this is giving. It's cute and I love it, but it's just such a switch for my brain to do that it's a little bit jarring. This is cute. It's about Liz and Wes. They've lived across the street from each other, and Liz is obsessed with old romance movies like The Notebook, How I Met Sally, that type of thing. And I can already tell you how this is gonna go. I'm only this far of the way through and I already know how the ending is gonna happen, but I feel like it's gonna be cute leading up to the ending, so I'm okay with it. I like the writing. The writing is very easy to get through. The words are big, and it's very easy to understand. Wes is her across the street neighbor, and he has always been like antagonizing her basically from when she was little, and he's gonna help her get to know this guy that's like her perfect Prince Charming. But we all know who the actual main character is gonna be. So if we look at our screen time for today, 4 hours and 54 minutes. That's like 5 hours of reading today. That's gonna be so much. And I'm really trying not to do audiobooks, but I might break my rule because I work a full-time job. Like there's no way that I can read for like 5 hours straight and still like be a person. So we might do audiobooks, we'll see. For now, let's set our timer for 4 hours and 54 minutes, and let's start it.
You got me off of the ground.
The way that Wes just described a rom-com, this movie is formulaic, aspartame infused choppy garbage. Interesting take.
Want you in my life. Feel a mile high.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. Luca is joining us here. A little update on our screen time. It is getting hard to read for the amount of time that I need to, especially, you know, when I'm working like normal with my job. Reading for like however many, 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes is really hard. So I did break my rule of not using audiobooks, but here's the stipulation I'm gonna put on it for real this time. I can only listen to it when I am driving on my commute to work. that is it. The rest of the times I'm going to be reading the physical books or the Kindle books to get like a very clear sense on how many books I can read based on my screen time. Yesterday we did not finish our screen time. We stopped off on 2 hours and 38 minutes. That is how much longer we have to read from yesterday. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll it over and we are going to add that to our total today. 2 hours 38 minutes. If we go into our screen time today, and after we figure out how much we have to read, I will update you on our reading from yesterday. All right, so today, Wednesday, we have 3 hours and 44 minutes, which is not that bad. But again, my most used is YouTube and TikTok. Why am I on TikTok for over an hour? Why am I on TikTok for that long? I can't. And then YouTube, an hour and 33 minutes. That's like not that bad. What's 44 minutes plus 38 minutes? I'm gonna need the calculator. 82. So if you subtract 60 minutes for the hour, it's an hour and 22 minutes that we have to add for the minutes. Wait. Why am I getting confused? Okay, so that adds on... Hold on. I'm getting confused. It's been a while since I've done math.
So if I did that for add on minutes here, we go to hour and 22 minutes, which means it's 3 hours and 22 minutes plus 3 hours, which is 6 hours and 22 minutes.
Did I do that right? I think I did. 6 hours and 22 minutes is our total amount of time we're going to be reading for today. That's so much. We read Better Than the Movies and we got from page 31 all the way to page 110. I did start reading a bit of The Goal on my Kindle. This is the 4th book in the Off-Campus series, and it's also on Kindle Unlimited, and it's also on my Watch TBRs. I got this in my recent bookstore vlog. It's the one with the pretty and satisfyingly opening sprayed edges. I'm gonna read a little bit more Better Than the Movies because I am really liking this book. I could picture this completely as a movie. Very To All the Boys I Loved Before, which it's funny because that movie is even like mentioned in this book. And I love the writing. It's very conversational and it's very easy to read, and I'm really liking it. I'm only on chapter 4 of The Goal. We didn't get too much farther. There's not much to say about it except it is about Tucker and Sabrina, and they just had their one night stand. I'm writing down how many pages I read on my notes app so we can add them all together at the end of this video. Let's get to reading Better Than the Movies. We're going to resume our timer and see how much we can knock out right now.
Cruising through the night.
The main character is irritating me a little bit because she keeps lying to her best friend. Where it's like, just don't lie. Lying always gets you in trouble.
The signs, you're looking like a one-way. Gotta make the right choice. Hope I make the right noise. Hoping that you like boys like me. I know you're feeling me from across the room. I got a feeling you could be my muse.
Hello everyone, welcome to later on. Same day, it's like 7:30 right now. I have been reading Better Than the Movies, but I stopped. 3 hours and 51 minutes left on the clock for today. If we read straight there, we'd not get done till 11:30, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. So we'll just see how much we can get done. But we're on chapter 12, page 253. Some of these chapters are really long, actually. I am really liking this one. I'm liking Wes a lot more. He like didn't like wow me in any way, shape, or form until the past few chapters. I really like him. Liz just came to a realization, which I'm not going to say, but she did. Their little spot they go to, it's called the secret spot. If you know, you know. It is so cute the way that Wes did it and made it all up. Starting our timer. There we go.
Hey babe.
Yeah?
That thing.
Every day I wake up, I'm just trying to feel my feet, trying to feel anything. Then I see over there smiling, and it all comes back, it's rushing in.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday. I am starting a little bit late, like 4 p.m. I just got home from my work. We get to do the relaxing reading part of our night. My chair area is now ready for St. Patrick's Day. Finally. We do have some overlap from yesterday. 2 hours and 16 minutes overlap from our Wednesday time. I think it equaled to like 6.5 hours or something. So that is a long time to be reading. So honestly, the fact that I still read over 4 hours yesterday is pretty good in my opinion. I did listen to my Better Than the Movies audiobook on the way home, and then I started another audiobook that I've been hearing about. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. It's called The Teacher right there. I started that audiobook because I've said this before, I really love thriller audiobooks. I don't know what it is about them, but the audiobooks get me a lot more involved in the thrillers. I got 50 minutes in and I'm listening to it at like 1.5 speed. That is gonna be our next read because I downloaded it on my Kindle as well. But first, we need to check our screen time for Thursday and add it to the overlap of 2 hours and 16 minutes from yesterday. And then we're gonna be able to finish this book today and maybe even get some headway on the goal. I am scared because I know Thursday was my day with the most screen time. I don't know what it was about it. 6 hours. 6 hours and 42 minutes. And TikTok, 2.5 hours on TikTok. What TikTok is like getting me lately, I guess. And then you have the usual YouTube, and then Instagram I actually spent, I think you know what it was. Pretty sure I was viewing a lot of reels. That's what that was. The short form content I guess has been like popping for me lately. And there's no way I can read 6 hours and 42 minutes plus 2 hours and 16 minutes. That's just craziness. That's 8 hours and 58 minutes. That's like a work day. If I went straight through, I would not be done till 1 a.m. And I have work again tomorrow because it is Thursday. So that's insanity. This is why it's a challenge. This is why it's a challenge. We're gonna challenge ourselves to see how much we can read. This is what, day 5? So we are gonna read Better Than the Movies, and I will be back once I finish this to talk about it because I have a lot of thoughts.
I've been trying to find my nerve endings. Won't you come on over later and waste my time? Is this what it looks like, honey? I'm getting used to never getting over this. Won't you be my Valentine? Not just for February,
We
maybe.
finished Better Than the Movies. Whoops. We finished Better Than the Movies. I can listen to audiobooks when I'm at the gym because I'm about to go to the gym and I still have 7 hours and 56 minutes left of reading. So I'm gonna knock off an hour at the gym. But I want to talk to you about Better Than the Movies. First, I'm gonna save ratings till the end, but I really liked this book. Honestly, like in the beginning, I thought that like, you know, it was kind of like cliche, and I was like, it literally feels like all the young adult rom-coms that we see as like Netflix originals and everything like that. Oh, here comes Simba. Simba's here to join us in our chat. I loved this telling of it. Like, it's definitely like cliche. You know, it has the same voice as some of the young adult Netflix original rom-coms, but it is still, aww, he's getting comfy. He likes the new blanket. But it is still very good, and I would be extremely surprised, because this book is very popular, if they didn't make it into like a Netflix original, to be completely honest. So Liz is basically obsessed with old romance movies. She wears dresses, she curls her hair all the time. Her mom, who died, was a screenwriter, and she's basically like trying to live her life like the rom-coms that they love to watch together. He's so cute. I keep looking at him. He looks so cute. Hi, sweetie. Oh, he's gonna come on my lap. He decided he wants to be a lap kitty. In the back it says, but as Liz and Wes scheme to get Liz her magical prom moment, she's shocked to discover that she actually likes being around Wes. And as they continue to grow closer, she must re-examine everything she thought she knew about love and rethink her own perception of what happily ever after should really look like. There are a lot of like lessons, I feel like, in this book. There's like a big page of quotes that I loved and highlighted page 340 and 341. If you know, you know. I would say I would highly recommend this book. I definitely want to read more of Lynn Painter books. I just really liked reading her writing. I don't want to get up because he's on my lap. Because he's so cute.
'Cause I want you to be my Valentine.
His wife is home. I explained the situation to her, trying not to use the word. The worst part is that Marcia doesn't seem to be the slightest bit surprised. It's obvious that since
Have you got something to say now? 'Cause I've been holding my breath. I've got a bad habit of talking too much, and it usually ends with
I don't like this. It's icky. Oh, it's so icky. Hello everyone, welcome to Saturday. Actually, yesterday, you could kind of still hear it in my voice, but I got ill very quickly after work. I did not read that much, and that's not great because I'm realizing that reading for the amount of hours of my screen time for 7 whole days with a full-time job is a lot. I don't know if we're going to achieve this goal, but we're gonna try our hardest. I had like 4.5-ish carryover from Thursday, because remember it was like our 9-hour day. So on Thursday I had like 4.5 hours left, which honestly is not bad. That means I read for 5 hours. But that was from Thursday, and then yesterday, which was Friday, our screen time from Friday was 5 hours and 42 minutes. TikTok being only 60 minutes is not bad, because as you know, TikTok is the culprit for why my screen time is so high this week or last week. So long story short, I had to add the 5 hours and 42 minutes to our extra 4.5 hour carryover. That was like 10 hours. And then I only ended up reading for an hour yesterday because I started reading when I was in bed. I think I got like 1 clip from yesterday, and it was me in bed because I was sick, and I only read for like an hour before I got a headache from my sickness, so I had to put my book and my Kindle down. We still have 9 hours and 19 minutes carryover from yesterday and Thursday. This is what I mean, like, this is a bad idea, having a whole 7 days. But we ended up reading a lot more of The Goal, I think it was. Yeah, we ended up reading The Goal on my Kindle yesterday for like only the hour before I got ill, and I have to say, I am liking this. I like the beginning better than the beginning of the last book, The Score. Also read a lot more of The Teacher on my Kindle, and that book is giving me icky feelings. I don't know. We're on chapter 43. I'm not sure how I'm gonna rate that. Probably won't be great. It is Saturday. This is gonna be the last day of our screen time. Saturday, it was 4 hours and 1 minute. Saturday and Sunday, oddly enough, are like my lowest screen time days. Probably because I do a lot more just like out and about with my friends and everything like that. I'm actually going to the Philly Flower Show today, so I'm going to listen to my audiobook on that commute, because that was my rule, listening to audiobooks on commutes. But if we add 4 hours and 1 minute to our carryover from Simba's playing with a box, if you hear that. Adding it to our carryover of 19 hours and 19 minutes, that's 13 hours and 20 minutes. I don't know how that's gonna go. We're just gonna see where we get to. That's our plan. 13 hours right there.
Butterflies are floating like your red hair in the breeze. Spring awakening, new love takes me into lilac dreams. Lay beside me, whisper softly your sweet empathy. Crisp reflections on the water of you close to me.
Hello everyone. Welcome to a few days later actually. And I'm here with all the analytics, all the results, and all the ratings. A few things I learned from this is matching screen time to reading hours for a whole 7 days is very difficult in general, but extremely difficult when you work a full-time job. Some of my days were like 7 hours almost, and it's just like I can't do that with my like normal job. We were pretty good the first 2 or 3 days, like we reached our goals, but then it kind of just went all downhill from there, and we just kept on carrying over more hours, and I just could not catch up. We did not fully complete this challenge. We actually left off with 8 hours that we have not read, and if we look back, our total screen time, it was 32 hours and 20 minutes, and we end up with 8 hours exactly. So we still read for 24 hours and 20 minutes in 7 days, which is really good. Like, we didn't achieve our screen time challenge, but we did achieve the other viral 24-hour challenge, so that's pretty cool. And it also made me more aware of when I was on my phone for that week. I feel like I was definitely on like TikTok less, because just the sheer amount that we found out, and I exposed myself completely how long I was on TikTok, it made me a lot more aware, and I was on TikTok a lot less. So that's good. We ended up reading about 4 books. We fully finished 3 books, and then we got to page 200 of our last book, so we can include this book. First, we'll talk about our reviews and our ratings, and then we'll go into the analytics of everything. So the first book we finished was Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, and I think I landed on a 4.25 stars for this one. And honestly, it was gonna be like a 3.75 or 4, but the ending, the fact that I did not expect the ending at all, and it just threw me for a complete loop, that bumped it up to that 4.25. It got me so excited to read the rest of the series. I was thinking about it for a long time after I closed it, which is always a good sign. It was a little bit slow in the beginning, and I would say it's definitely like a darker fantasy, and I'm just so intrigued how they're gonna do the rest of the series based on what they revealed at the end of this book. Then the next book we finished was Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and I landed on a 4.75 for this. I loved it so much. I completely understand all of like the booktok hype, the booktok hype. Such a cute rom-com, and there are a lot of lessons that Liz learns in here. I loved the quotes, specifically without much context. She's not you. What? She isn't you. It was so good. I loved how Liz and Wes interacted, from their banter, and just like it was so cute, and I recommend this book. 4.75. And then we finished on my Kindle The Teacher by Frida McFadden. It's her newest thriller, I think. I think I'm gonna land on maybe like a 3 to 3.25 for that one. Thrillers are hard for me to rate like very highly. I think that like just subject of this was just like kind of icky to me, and I didn't love that part of it, so that lends to the lower rating. But also the way that she did it at the end was just like, whoa. Like, I had like a mouth dropping open moment at the end for like the big reveal at the end, or one of the big reveals at the end, and it was just so good. And there were some characters that I just hated in this book. That's a good storyteller. Our next book is The Goal by Elle Kennedy. This is the book that we got to page 200 on, which is a little more than halfway through. I am really liking the way the story is going. I feel like some parts are a little bit dragged out, and some parts just go very quickly. Sabrina and Tucker. Tucker is another hockey player on the team of like all the hockey players that are in this series. Sabrina is one of the other hockey players, like academic rivals. They have a one-night stand, and then I'm not gonna say it because even though it says it in the back, I think it's kind of a spoiler. It ends up in something they don't expect. The environment that Sabrina lives in is really bad. Just seeing Tucker be there for her at those moments and like try to protect her is very cute. And I just got to a point actually where I think that it will be very, very adorable. Now for the little stats, if you're curious, on Sunday we read a total of 137 pages. On Monday we read a total of 218 pages. On Tuesday it was a total of 119 pages. On Wednesday it was a total of 181. Thursday was a total of 257. Friday was a total of 45. That's when I was really sick. Saturday was a total of 299, and that all equals to, we read for 24 hours, we had 8 hours overlap at the end. It was a total of 1,256 pages in 7 days, which I am proud of, okay? I think that that is so many pages to read. The fact that we fully finished 3 books and almost finished a 4th book is amazing to me. I feel like we had a good range here too. We had a thriller, which is The Teacher. We had a fantasy series. We had a very viral TikTok book, and we had a little hockey romance that also kind of went viral, but I feel like it was a good range that we had in here. That is gonna be it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.